Welcome to Lovers Aboard Odessa. I'm Lauren, and that's Alexi, and we recently bought a 71-year-old vintage wooden yacht. Our plan for the next couple of years is to do a massive restoration and eventually call her home. And while we don't know everything there is to know, and we certainly plan on learning so much, we do know how insanely possible it is to live the life you've always imagined. We're just lovers with a dream, here to inspire you not to give up on yours. To see more of this adventure, follow us on Instagram at Lovers Aboard Odessa. And don't forget, as always, to like, subscribe, and tell us what you think in the comments. Let's dive in. Hello. It has been a while. We owe you guys an update for sure. Life has just been freaking weird. On top of all that, we moved, lots of life changes and transition and change, and we are just rolling with it. So, number one, no, we have not given up. I don't think it's super clear in our videos, which I probably need to do a better job of editing and putting in more information, but our boat is currently 3 hours away from where we live. So before COVID, we were taking weekend trips at a time, and now we can't do that, or we don't feel comfortable doing that because we don't want to stay in hotels and things like that. So when all of this started to transpire, we were just sort of hit with a dilemma of how to move forward. So we just were settling for day trips, which were tiring and taxing and not the most productive. What else? I also wanted to address a couple things, especially some of the comments that we're getting. I know when you do this and you put yourself out there for the world and you kind of open yourself up to a lot of criticism and unsolicited advice and opinions from strangers. And I will say the positivity and the support and the kindness that we've received thus far completely outweighs any negativity that we've received. But there's just a couple things that I feel like we need to say. A lot of the feedback and comments that we've been getting are... Sorry, there's a car going by. About wooden boats specifically. And just let me say, before we ever purchased this boat, there was like 2 years that we were researching. So we know what we've signed up for. A wooden boat's actually what we wanted. A lot of people have been saying, you need to get a fiberglass boat, they're less maintenance, they're this and they're that, and we know that. But we didn't want a fiberglass boat. We love the charm of the old wooden boats, specifically the one that we bought. So, that's that. Also, we were getting a lot of criticism about the way we were going about things and taking interior measurements and things like that. And what I will say to that is, I'm an interior designer. I specialize in architecture, and that's just how we do things in the field. Before we do anything, any sort of renovation, any work whatsoever, measurements are taken. And so because we were just taking quick weekend trips at a time, we were looking at things we could do in the span of 2 or 3 days that we would feel productive about what we were doing, and also
wouldn't leave projects just hanging for a week or two at a time. So, you know, there's that. I think there's a lot of ways to do things and not just one way to do things. And, you know, that's how we're going about this. Now our entire boat I put in AutoCAD, and we have every single measurement we'll ever need. And it's been super helpful thus far. I also wanted to talk about just our why for why we started this channel in the first place. There's a void of people in this world who are, who have come alive. We need people, humans in the world who have come alive and are living life on purpose and living their dreams and going after the things that excite them and make life interesting and make it worth something. And so I guess that is our why. Our why was not to be informational or pretend like we know everything. Believe me, we have, in the span of the 6 months that we've already had this boat, we know how much we don't know. And we knew that going into it, but it was really more so to just inspire and fill the world with something positive. And so that is sort of, I wanted to address that because it's important to us that that's what we're doing, and what kind of legacy we're leaving. So this feels like a legacy. This feels like a lifetime of what we could leave behind possibly, and it's super important to us of, you know, what we're putting out. And it just feels like the world needs more of that. The world needs people who aren't afraid to go after their dreams and live them and understand that it's possible. That is our why. And one last thing. I just want to say thank you. We both want to say thank you to all of you who have been so supportive and left a supportive comment, or it means the world to us, seriously. It has brightened days. It has uplifted when we get super discouraged and things feel impossible. This hasn't been a super easy time. I don't think I know a human on the planet right now who isn't in some way, shape, or form struggling. And I think it just goes to show the impact that we have a choice in how we impact people. And those of you who have impacted us in such a positive way, I just want to say thank you for the support and the love and the kindness. That means so much to us. And it makes us want to keep going. So we do have a surprise to show you. This is really challenged us in a way where we have sort of had to sit down and troubleshoot how we're going to do things, and we think this is the perfect solution. So without further ado, we have something to show you. So for the last month, we have been flipping a pop-up camper. We were trying to decide How could we go and stay at our boat for long periods of time, be super comfortable, travel easy, and it really meet all of our needs? And this is really the thing that just sparked an idea. So we started researching pop-up campers, and we found one for super cheap. So this is what we've been up to for the past month and a half. I think this will really allow us the freedom and the security and the peace of mind. It just really solves every single problem. So we didn't want to spend a ton of time or a ton of money. So we went with cheap, inexpensive solutions and upgraded our pop-up camper. So we can't wait to show you the final, not really final, but a big reveal, because it's pretty hard to believe. So stay tuned, and thank you for the support and the kindness and the upliftment. It means everything. I hope you all are staying safe and just finding the moments that bring peace and peace of mind. See you soon.